What's up, my crypto legends? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin getting rejected from this point, and we're going to have a correction? This is something that we are going to analyze, that we are hitting this major resistance from this ascending channel, and we've also got the bearish Gartley, guys, that we have been talking now for quite some time. We are just at that critical range. So are we going to manage to break $48,000 in the next coming couple of days and finally go to much higher levels? Or are we going to have a pretty steep correction and potentially find some very good opportunities for a big bounce? We'll be talking about the major levels here, looking at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly and also on the 4 hourly, zooming in, looking at the VPVR, the major resistance and support levels where we could potentially bounce. We're also taking a look at the S&P 500, a lot of opportunities. We're going to try and scalp in this live stream the S&P 500 on Prime XBT. Okay, I've got some major important levels that we can go through here on the S&P 500. It is true that the S&P 500 has absolutely exploded for the last, about a week or so, the last, 15 days approximately, even over 2 weeks, and looking very, very bullish. I do think that if the S&P corrects, we are very likely going to get a big bounce and continue to the upside. Since we broke out of this channel, it is looking bullish, but it has been so bullish for the last 2 weeks that a potential correction is very, very possible. It will be healthy for the market, and we would have to look for those longing opportunities as we are potentially in this new uptrend. Okay, so this is something that we will analyze on the S&P 500 in the immediate short term for those opportunities. Okay, I've got the 15-minute chart here with these major levels where we could find some scalping opportunities. There's already been pretty nice scalping opportunities right over here. For example, if we do get this major low from these consolidation, this major support, if you take fib levels from the low to the high, you've already hit that 618 here just a few hours ago. As you can see, just about an hour ago, actually 1-2 hours ago, he hit this 618 from this low to the high, getting that bounce. That would have been a very, very nice long opportunity to take profits at the 618 from this high to the low. So from 618 to 618, guys, that was an insane good nice trading opportunity. Now I've got this level over here because if the S&P 500 breaks it now in the next hour or two, it's going to be a good shorting opportunity potentially if we do get that big bounce, getting a rejection from this major resistance level. Same on the other side, if we do manage to get above this resistance here, closing a 15-minute, this is on the 15-minute, we're going to do scalping here, day trade, see if we can find an opportunity at this range, something that we're going to eye. We're going to take a look at some other altcoins such as Ethereum. What's going on? Is Ethereum ready for a correction just like Bitcoin? And we also going to take a look at a major altcoin that I think is about to explode in the coming weeks if Bitcoin behaves, if crypto does go up in general. We got Kadena network, okay, which looks like that it is ready for a potential explosion to the upside. Consolidating here. I remember there was a time back in 2021, late 2021, where a lot of people were talking about Kadena. Not many people are talking about Kadena. When will they start talking about Kadena? When the price has a big, massive spike. Everybody will be talking about Kadena exploding. So we need to try and anticipate. This does look like a potential nice opportunity here to get in early, because you want to get in down here. You don't want to get in up here, right? So let's just like Zilliqa. I mean, Zilliqa has been absolutely insane. It was just trading at about 3 cents, all right? Just above 3 cents, less than 1 week ago, just about a week ago, it was trading just above 3 cents. Yeah, it's done basically a 4x in a matter of a few days. Look at this. Who would have imagined that Zilliqa was going to have an explosive breakout? Okay, must have been some good news coming out on Zilliqa, but Kadena is one of those that I think that we could take advantage. Looking at Kadena, it looks like it's ready for a pop. Very good blockchain project. So we'll be analyzing Kadena if you want also. And let me just go through the comment section here quickly to say hello to everyone. First of all, make sure to absolutely destroy that like button for the algorithm. Let's get as much people here joining, subscribing to the channel, and let's go quickly through the comment section right away, see what the people are saying. Let's take a look here. I know Mark Dutch is already here in the comment section. Oh yeah, I gotta say, I've got my Earl Grey here. I got my cup of tea. When I have my cup of tea, guys, it is game on. So, salute. Hi Andy, much love from Boston. Thanks again for your amazing info. If you could take a look at OGN, says Maz. Absolutely, my man. Let's take a look at OGN, see what's going on with OGN here right away on the chart. See if there's something interesting on OGN. This must be Origin Protocol. Right, let's see if we do have some more price data here. Wow. If I did have these lower lows with this line, it must be because there were some nice bullish divergence here marked on OGN. Absolutely insane. This is the moment where you want to be ready. You want to potentially get ready with some potential short longs, short with capital, I mean, just in case you do go down to add to your position. It absolutely exploded. There was an insane longing opportunity just today. This is OGN on the daily. And just by looking at this chart, hang on a second, let me take a look at VPVR maybe. I mean, this was absolutely insane. OGN was screaming for a long position right over here. Reason why is look at the spike on the VPVR. Look at the major consolidation that we had the entire year of 2021 all the way back here in 2021. All right, trading just around about the 13-14 cent level, 20 cent range. Okay, this level, I'll tell you what, it was trading in between 10 cents and 45 cents. All right, this big consolidation that we have had at these levels, all right, trading just above 10 cents in between September and February of 2021. So this is going all the way back from 2020. Absolutely insane. Big major range right there. And this is currently where the price was trading, all right, the last few months, January, February, getting those bullish divergence, giving signs of strength for the bulls and giving signs of no strength to the bears. Absolutely insane. That was an insane long opportunity right over there here on OGN. It was giving you signs that the bears were losing steam. Now, so far, so good. This does look like that we are going to go to much higher levels. We have had a nice correction here the last few days. Absolutely beautiful. It would be ideal to see a little bit of more of a correction, and I'll explain why right away. Look at this red box that I do have, this pinky box where I do have it round about the 50 cent level. Okay, you can see here these major bounces. This was in the summer of 2021. We went below this range, okay, between January and February, creating these bullish divergence. We absolutely smashed out of this level. We did correct exactly to round about that low 50 cent range. If this does manage to make an ABC correction, even better. This might be a swing trade for at least a few weeks. I do see this one going to much higher levels. Reason why? Because we dropped below the summer lows of 2021, right? And we absolutely recovered it very, very nicely. Let me just take a look here because it is possible, and it's probably, no, I don't think so actually, that we have formed, yeah, it's a little bit too low. I was looking for a harmonic pattern here, potentially, but we've corrected a little bit too much, right? Where we do have the low part here, hitting this high, this low, this high, and then this next low ready to continue up. It looks very bullish. We are above a major support level. We've broken above it very nicely, corrected. This is looking pretty good, if you ask me. If you correct a little bit more, creating an ABC correction, even better. Even better. Let me just zoom in here on OGN and I'll go through the comment section right away because this one looks very, very interesting. Where you do have this range, which looks pretty solid. Okay, you have the red box already being solid, but you have that spike here, this spike, and this spike, that reaction. Okay, so 45 cents, 46 cents. You do get some reaction at those price levels. If you take a look at fib level from the low to the high, you are exactly at the 618. Okay, 618 Fibonacci at this region, okay, where you have these spikes, these reactions on the price action. If we do manage to make an ABC correction down to the 618, that will be your opportunity. That will be your opportunity. Very, very likely you will get a spike up from those levels. I just want to check volume here 1 second, because I bet volume has been pretty high from this price action. Absolutely insane. This was absolutely beautiful. This right over here is beautiful price action, beautiful movement. Yeah, insane opportunity on these corrections. You know, you might be lucky and create an ABC correction here with this lower high and consolidate. And then if volume is very, very low in this correction, you know, you'll be hitting the 618, a nice spike on the VPVR from the price action traded in between, you know, December, January, February, and March. You got the biggest spike at the 37 cent level. You've also got these spikes over here of reaction, and you got the 618. So definitely a level to consider for longing, okay? Looking pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. OGN looks good for more continuation to the upside. So that's my take here on OGN. Looking pretty solid. What's up, Crypto Maniac, says Davo. Davo, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the live stream. Smash the like button on your way in. Absolutely. What's up? Cheers. Oh, Ernest, how are you doing? Buenos dias, Andy. Bendiciones. Podemos, por favor, chequear SHIB. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu here for Bufo on the beat here. Spanish. He must be from Argentina, probably, if I'm not wrong. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu right away. See what's going on with Shiba. We've had this arc on Shiba Inu, right? We can see the potential here of Shiba Inu probably creating this kind of arc and continuing to the upside in the next coming months. If we do zoom in, it does look like that we were just about to break the channel here, right? We just slightly dipped below this channel. Nothing too aggressive of breaking out this channel, still inside of the channel, right, where you are creating these higher highs right there, and you are creating the higher lows here, still creating higher lows right there. So you're still inside the channel. This could very much explode and continue to the upside. Not looking too bad here, Shiba Inu, by the looks of things. So not much to add here on Shiba Inu. Price action does look boring, but it does look like that the bears have lost steam, and the bulls could step in very, very hardly in the next coming weeks at some point. Nothing much here to add on Shiba Inu. It's a little bit of a pump and dumpy coin, but not looking too bad. Right. Hi, Andy. How are you doing, my man? I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Sriga, hello. Shikoni, how is everyone doing? Guys, make sure to smash up the like button. 74 likes. We can get to 100 likes in the next couple of minutes. I know we can. Let's dive in here straight into some altcoins. Iceman, hello, Andy. I'm back to our family. The bull trap is going to end today or tomorrow. We are going again to 41 to 42k, says Iceman. Well, I mean, what bull trap? I think it is possible that we are going to have a pretty decent correction. All right, we are at resistance levels. I am not looking for longs. I am in a long position actually on Kadena. It's a swing trade that I am doing. All right, it might go to lower levels, but Kadena looks pretty solid at the $6 range. I wouldn't mind to see Kadena going down to $6 or the high $5 area to add to my position. I can see it's finding a big solid base right over there. But yeah, I'm not looking for long positions right now on Bitcoin, okay? Because we are hitting that major resistance. We got the bearish Gartley, we got this ascending channel, and we are at the resistance of the channel, as you can see, getting that reaction. So if we do start having a correction to $41,000, I'm not sure if we're going to go that low, but it is very, very possible. Why not? If we take a look at the fib levels from the start of the pump here that we did create in March, all the way to the highs, well, yeah, the 618 is round about the 41.5k levels, where we should be getting some type of reaction. Also, because we've got this nice daily this daily level, okay, right over here. This over here is a pretty solid daily level. Let me just mark this right now on this chart, just so we can notice that this is a pretty solid daily level. All right, the $42,000, we got a pretty nice solid daily level. As you can see, it would be the 618. So if the price action does retrace to that level, I would be very interested in long in that range. Very, very interesting. Yeah, if so, you could arguably discuss that this is a great shorting opportunity right there. We are hitting the major resistance zone that we have been talking for the last few days. The top of the channel, the bearish Gartley, we are seeing the price kind of consolidating. Does this mean that this is a bull flag or the price action? The bulls are getting exhausted and we are going to see lower levels. Well, by the looks of things, it is getting slightly exhausted and we are potentially going to have that decent correction, which would be absolutely fantastic. It would be pretty nice to see. Now, let me just take a look at the S&P 500. See what's going on with the S&P. Super important that the S&P 500 does continue bullish, all right? But if it corrects in the immediate short term, it will be absolutely fine. So yes, I am actually in a long position on Kadena, okay? And I'm planning to hold this long position for quite a bit and adding to my position, all right? So yeah, if you are interested in trading, guys, down below you got an insane bonus up to $4,600 worth of bonus if you use the link down below for experienced traders. All right, I get a small commission of that. You get an insane bonus if you are experienced by trading. Andy, ¿cómo estás, parcero? Esperando y listo para aprender cómo buscar entradas. José Juan, bienvenido. Kevin, morning, how are you doing? Could you take a look at Kadena and Theta, please? We're just taking a look. It's the only long swing trade that I got open, okay, is Kadena. It's a swing trade. It's very, very likely going to go down if Bitcoin does go down. It's on a low leverage. I'm planning to add to that position. I think it's one of those projects that will gain hype. It's a solid project, and I do think it will do very well in the next coming weeks. It's a very, very long swing trade. I think it might, you know, depending on the timing, it might be weeks and it even might be a couple of months. So let's see how that turns out. We did take a look at Kadena, and Kadena looks like that it is finding a very, very nice solid base. All right, this is the type of price action that I want to do. This is the type of the area that I want to step in on a trade where you are seeing the price getting exhausted. You are seeing the price just finding a floor and creating slightly higher lows right over there, just ready for that pop. Okay, so that is, I'm speculating on this. Okay, I'm speculating in that Kadena has found a bottom here just below $5 and will continue to the upside in the next coming weeks. So overall, not much to add here on Kadena. It looks pretty solid, finding a nice floor. Let's take a look here for Ben. Theta, absolutely. Theta is a cryptocurrency that I have loved always. I think it's got a very bright future. I think we need a little bit of a clear on the chart. We did find a very solid, nice support here on Theta at the $2.40 level. We have this major reaccumulation here, major, you know, bull flag, if you wish, all right, that we did create back in December till, you know, an entire month. We were trading an entire month right over here, the entire month of January, in between $1.60 and $2.50. This is why we are finding a pretty solid support range at that level. So what is going to happen right now on Theta? I think Theta looks pretty good. It's just about to break above this $4 major resistance zone. If it does, it's looking pretty solid for a continuation to the upside. You kind of formed a double bottom right there, you could arguably discuss, and that you are going to go to much higher levels. So let's see how we react to this range, because if we start having some nice bullish price action here on Theta, we are hitting a pretty big spike on the point of control. If we zoom in on the price action created from October of 2021 till today, all right, over 6 months, we can see that we do have a big spike on the VPVR right there. So big spike on the VPVR is very, very likely. If it does break above this range and the price action corrects to this range, that is going to be a good buying opportunity. All right, you need to be fast. You need to have your levels marked, guys, because maybe the next time that we do this in a couple of weeks and we do check Theta, it will have done that already. Okay, so let's see. We need a solid breakout from this range. Wait for those retracements. Wait for those nice wicks to the downside to hop in a trade, because Theta looks pretty solid for more continuation. So stay tuned with Theta. So far, it's not confirmed. You are creating lower highs still, okay, but you could arguably discuss that this will manage to break. It looks pretty solid with this double bottom. Looks like we're going to have that trend reversal after all. Let me go through here the comment section, see what's going on. Let's take a look right away. So this is what we got, guys. I'm going to take a look at the altcoins very fast here for the community, look at the potential scenarios, the most probable scenarios, see what could happen, and take advantage of those levels. I want to say hello to everyone. For me, the community is first, so let's take a look. Wake me up before you go, says Mark Dutch. Let's take a look at Hathor for Tesseract. Let's take a look at Hathor. Absolutely, why not? Let's take a look at Hathor. Hathor Tether on Qcoin. Okay, we do have something here. We do have something. We got a pretty nice solid base here where we did create this accumulation phase back in the summer of 2021, and we do have the resistance level here just at around about that 50-cent level. We went slightly below 50 cents, but finding support. We've also got an insane spike on the VPVR, very solid level, as you can see right over here. Big spike. It's the biggest point of control right now when we've had this volume traded. So this one looks pretty solid. This one looks pretty good. Hathor. Yeah, I do see Hathor coming all the way up here to retest the $1 area in the next coming weeks. We've created these lower lows right there, these lower highs, creating that descending wedge, as you can see if we connect the lower highs and the lower lows, and bullish divergence right over here that they are playing out beautifully. So in my personal opinion, if this does correct a little bit, it is very likely going to create a higher low, because we've broken out of the descending wedge, which is bullish, price exhaustion with bullish divergence. Target would be about just below the $1, in between 90 cents and $1. I think it is very achievable to get into long. If it does correct, I would be looking for long positions if we do correct a little bit more here. Seeing Bitcoin correct a little bit, consolidating before we continue up. And yeah, take profit range would be in between 90 cents and $1. It looks pretty solid. Looks pretty solid. I do think that we are going to see some more price action to the upside here in the next coming weeks. So if it does correct, I would be looking for this level over here, the green box, and looking for that 618 from this pump in between 50%, which would be at 56 cents. 618, 52 cents would be a pretty solid level if we do get that reaction to take advantage of the next wave up. That is my take here on Hathor. Now, if we go to the 4-hourly chart, it is true that we have gotten above the last lower high here. One of the last lower highs from this descending wedge. Looks pretty good, the price action. So Hathor, this is what we got for Hathor. Looking pretty nice for more continuation. I'm not sure if Hathor can be traded on Bybit, but I'm pretty sure it can be traded on... Yeah, we haven't got Hathor on Bybit. I'm pretty sure it can be traded on Binance. So yeah, let me just scroll down here quickly. Good reason to buy BTC. Bloomberg Spanish inflation unexpectedly soars to almost 10% on war prices. Jumped 9.8 in March. The most in nearly 40 years. Yes, very true. Scary things are happening worldwide. We know that. And maybe Bitcoin will be that safe haven. Maybe Bitcoin will have that reaction, you know, with the current world situation. We do know that we have Russia. Look at this article that we got on the Bitcoinsensus website. Check it out. Link is down below. Totally free information on this. We post news every single day, and Russia grants a license to trade digital currencies. Why are they doing this? Because they do know that they do have cracks in their financial system, and you know they need to look at other alternatives. So definitely cryptocurrencies is, you know, being looked at very, very closely from other countries, such as Russia, guys. Check out the article. You can check it out. It's on the Bitcoinsensus website. Let's scroll down here right away. I've got a super chat. Let me take a look at the mighty mustache. Andy, do you have any private trade offering? I need a mentor. I'm hodler, but I want to trade. Thought on Mov Aka Moonriver. Thanks. Let's take a look at that one, the mighty mustache. No, I haven't got. If you're looking for a kind of trading signals group, I do not give signals, but I will be doing a very, very good educational channel, okay, where I will be active every single day, a lot of the times, for potential trading opportunities on Bitcoin and alts. That is coming, guys. I cannot give all of this free information on YouTube, but there will be definitely a educational channel where we are going to absolutely smash and dominate Bitcoin and altcoins charts, okay, because I will be doing this every single day, and there will be a group for that in the near future, no doubt. The mighty mustache. So make sure to stay tuned. We want to absolutely dominate the chart and make huge amount of gains. Let's take a look at this crypto right away, which is Moonriver. See what's going on with Moonriver. Wow, this one got absolutely crushed. I mean, this is the kind of crypto that is very, very likely going to pop, and so at some point. This is the 4-hourly chart. Well, look at this. We got an inverse head and shoulder here, a very dodgy one that did not play out. But let's take a look, see here if we do have more price data on TradingView. It seems like that Kraken must be the one with more data here for Moonriver. Yeah, let's zoom out here on Moonriver on the daily. We don't have more price data. This one looks pretty solid. This one looks like it's ready to pop. Look at these insane bullish divergence. Wow, this one's absolutely crazy, creating those lower lows. We spotted so many bullish divergence on the daily on a lot of the altcoins, such as Chainlink, Polkadot, VeChain. A bunch of them, they are absolutely flying at this moment, okay? So a lot of them, we did spot those bearish divergence. This one looks pretty early to get in, because very, very possible that this has been a kind of a small descending wedge on the daily, as you can see, with these lower lows and these lower highs. And we are popping out right now. We are hitting a little bit of resistance right now because of this major consolidation on Moonriver right there, but it's very, very likely to break out. A lot of people bullish on this project. I haven't done my analysis on the project myself, but I have heard a lot about it, of Moonriver. So MOVR, it's ranked 254. It's still a mid-cap coin, 256 million market capitalization. I think this one has a lot of room to grow. This is the moment you want to get bullish on these cryptos, right? When you see bearish exhaustion, sideways action, and potential, you know, potential new trend to the upside. It looks pretty solid. I wish we had a little bit more price data, but I think this one was launched last year. So yeah, I can't find more price data to analyze. Thanks, the mighty mustache. This one looks pretty good. We could see some pretty nice bullish momentum. I have heard a lot of this project. I haven't done my research whatsoever, but hearing a lot about it. Price looks, the chart looks insane. This is the moment you want to become bullish. So yeah, not looking too bad. Please take a look at Atom, says Ricky. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Atom right away for the community. For Ricky, Atom, what's going on with Atom? Another pretty solid project. This one didn't get affected too much by the looks of things. Let's take a look at Atom. We've got some old analysis here on Atom. We can get this out of the way. Long time since we haven't checked out Atom. Let's zoom out here on the daily. Right, we have created a solid level looking at the VPVR here at the $28 range. It looks pretty good. We do have a major resistance all-time high right there and we are creating higher lows. We got these lows. This is looking at the daily. These lows over here, these lows over here. What if we are creating a massive ascending triangle here? It looks pretty good. We have, this is looking at the daily. We got these spikes of the highs. We got a big spike on the VPVR at the $28 range. You are creating higher lows. You are creating a solid resistance level. I think this one does have a very big chance in continuing up, attempting to hit all-time highs in the coming weeks. So far, price action chart looks bullish. It looks bullish with these higher lows. Very solid support range at $28 area. We've got these spikes created back in 2021 when we had the big hype. It looks pretty solid. Looks pretty solid. So I think Atom does have a chance to go much higher in the coming weeks. Looks pretty good. If you are, you know, willing for, this would be a swing trade, kind of a swing trade, looking for that 40-cent level, you know, stop loss below this last low, because you are creating higher lows. If you break out from this range, you're probably going to continue down. It would be nice to see a little bit more of a correction to get into a lower price level. This one would have been ideal. If you take a look at this low, you're bouncing perfectly at this low. That would have been an excellent entry from these higher lows, bouncing at the support level. If you didn't enter here, this pumps like crazy and it retraces like crazy. Where does it retrace to? Let me just do a blind guess. The 618 level, Fibonacci retracement, absolutely spot on entry, as you can see there. Wow, that's, I mean, absolutely crazy, easy trade right there. And if you are day trading this, you small swing trading this, sorry, this is the daily chart, you could look for that 618 on the other side. Look at this, absolutely insane. This is, you know, if you, these are good take profit targets, you know, that 618 Fibonacci retracement from impulses are entries and are also exit. Okay, if you are entering here, but if you're swing trading, you could arguably discuss that you are looking for that high level of $40, sorry. I've been talking cents here on Atom for this analysis. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm talking dollars, $40, right? We're looking for those $40 in the next coming weeks. It might be a couple of months actually, but it looks pretty solid. But if you're doing small swing trades for about a week or 2 weeks, you know, that would have been an excellent entry right there and an exit, excellent exit. 618 from this impulse right there. Exit 618 from the this correction right there. So far looking pretty good. If it does have a little bit more of a correction, getting close to this low, I think it would be nice for a new entry. Atom looks pretty solid to continue to the upside, I gotta say. Excellent L1 projects. L1s and L2s are gonna absolutely explode. I have looked at Saito also. Saito, guys, remember Saito? This one went below my entry point at 2.6. I did not take profit on Saito. I do still hold a bag of Saito. It did a 5x, okay, and I didn't take profits. It went actually below my entry, and now it looks like it is whoops, now it does look like that Saito is picking up. Look at this. It was just trading at around about 2.5 cents a few days ago, and it's, you know, it's up, I don't know what it's up about 20-30% just for the last few days. So Saito is an excellent project. This is one of my, you know, 20x projects, 20-30x. I do see this one making a 20-30x in the next coming months maybe, or the next coming years. Absolutely fascinating technology. L1 project. It looks really good. You know, this is the moment you want to get in. This is the moment you want to get into these projects, when you've absolutely got crashed and you are, you know, potentially seeing these bullish divergence and not finding a nice floor. Saito, one of those cryptos that can make multiple X's, all right, from the current price levels in the very near future. I'm not talking in the next 5 years. I'm talking in between the next few months and the next 2 years. So this one can have multiple gains. The technology, the team, The idea is crazy. Just a little tip that I wanted to tell you here from one of my personal investments. You don't need to do what I do, of course. Let's dive in here straight into the comment section. I bought at 49. Andy says the mighty mustache. You bought Atom at $49. I can only see all-time high here at $45. So who did you buy Atom for $49? That was not smart. Let me scroll down here. Buenas, Andy. ¿Podrías echarle un vistazo a Ciscoin? Yeah, Ciscoin is also a very, very insane project. De top 10 en unos años. Saludos desde Valencia. Eres de los mejores criptoanalistas de YouTube. Gracias, Christian. I've got someone here giving me some really nice feedback. Christian A, saying that if I could take a look at Ciscoin, and I'll go through your super chat right away. Mighty mustache. Give me 1 second. Let's analyze Ciscoin. We got Ciscoin, which has been pretty solid. Hang on a second. Let me just take a look at this, because this, yeah, this one has been hitting the 618 level right over here, and getting a kind of a double bottom. It looks pretty sick. This one looks pretty good. Ciscoin looks pretty good. I know it's an excellent project. They say that it's going to be one of the top 10, and it's actually right now ranked 186. It's got 440 million market capitalization here, according to CoinGecko, and it's an excellent L1 solution. I'll tell you what is another good one now, which is Rose, of course. Oasis network. We are hitting major resistance here on Ciscoin, so it is very possible that you might see a little bit of a correction here, and before we continue up, you are hitting major level, as you can see. So maybe a little bit of a retracement, but I do see this creating a higher low to continue up. This correction has been sick, so very likely you will be creating higher lows for this new uptrend. It's very likely. I do see that kind of price action, finding a nice floor range, and this being potentially the bottom at about 40 cents. So Ciscoin looking pretty good. We could see some nice bullish momentum. For the moment, we're just hitting that major resistance at the 70-cent level. We can expect a little bit of a retracement here, looking for that 618 from this low to the high. Okay, so 618, the magic of 618. We're also getting rejected on the 618 right there. From this high to this low, we're hitting the 618 Fibonacci. You could see a small correction. I would be looking for the 618 retracement for a potential long, because I do think that we are creating a new uptrend, and we want to get at the next higher low. We want to get into the higher low for that higher high and take profits. So arguably discuss here on Ciscoin, if we do, because we got a high here and another high right there. Absolutely beautiful, right? This is. We got an ascending channel right there, hitting the support and resistance to perfection, looking at Ciscoin. So third point of touch would be ideal to get in from a channel, right? If this does manage to correct down here to this level in the next few days, to the 50 cent, 55 cent level, depending on, you know, when, if it's going to be in the next 2 days or the next week, it will be looking pretty solid for an entry. I don't think that this one will continue to much higher level. Excellent project. If so, you could risk a short position here. You could risk a short position to the 618. Not because I am bearish on this, just because we are hitting a critical resistance from this consolidation. This is looking at the daily. Big consolidation, big consolidation. You got highs, higher lows, and this high. You are hitting the resistance from the channel. This channel can be created from, you know, from this point. You only need 3 points to create a channel, right? You only need 3 points to create a channel. So you got this one, this high, this low, sorry, and this higher low. And you can already create a channel with this high over here. And this is what is happening right now. You're getting that reaction from the high of the channel. You're getting the support. This is very likely to correct before we continue up. Very, very likely. So that's what I got here for Ciscoin. Let me take a look at the comment section here. I got thoughts on the Mighty Mustache. Says thoughts on Proelastic ticker pokes. Let's take a look. We can take a look at the chart on this. Thanks for the super chat. Let's take a look at pokes, see what's going on. We did analyze this one. We did analyze this one at some point. This one looks kind of dead, right? I would love to see what this project is. Wow, it's ranked 1000. It's only got 2 million market capitalization. Now, this one's a baby. If you're looking for that 100x gem, I don't know if this one's going to be it. It's built on the Matic network, which it's pretty fascinating. I will take a look at this project. Why not? See what they're trying to solve. What are the ideas? How is who is the team? You know, I will do a little bit of research because I am also looking for that 100x gem, and the ones with 2 million market capitalization is definitely worth a shot. By the looks of the chart, it is just dying off, right? You know, it's had massive big hypes. Another big hype here in October, November 2021. Just a pretty nice, it's still in a pretty aggressive downtrend. We can't see any flattening out of the price. Just about seeing that right now. Are we going to see this price action explode in the next coming weeks? That is the question. That is the question. We did form bullish divergence. No, we did not. Still a little bit soon. By the looks of things, we cannot. Insane spike here on the VPVR for some reason. I don't know why. Because we cannot see more price action in the past. It's maybe finding a base here. It's maybe finding a floor. But this is definitely one to consider, because if you're looking for those, you know, this could do a 10x in a few weeks. It could happen. It almost did it right over here. It did a 5x in just about a week or so. I will take a look at this project. By the looks of things, we could be finding a base here. We could be finding a floor. And that is the moment you want to get bullish on a project. Not much to add on that one. VeChain, please. Ibrahimcon. Absolutely. Let's take a look at VeChain. Why not? VeChain. Let's take a look at VET right away. Here for some guys on the community. Yes, absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at VeChain. Looking pretty solid. I want to take a look at VeChain. Yeah, we got this descending wedge that we were looking at on VeChain. It's hitting a critical resistance level. VeChain looking pretty good. Pretty good. This is basically the target of the descending wedge, right? You can't, I would say from this level, we are hitting the target of this descending wedge right now. Critical resistance. Right there, consolidation. We are attacking this range. If it does break above this level in the next coming days, you know, what trades opportunities do I see here? Well, I either see a small correction from this range hitting this lower high. That would be absolutely an insane great opportunity to long VeChain. It would also be the 618 level from this impulse. This major resistance turning into support. That would be an ideal scenario. If it does correct down to the 5.5 or 6 cent level buy zone, that is definitely a buy zone in my opinion. We did spot VeChain's bullish divergence here, as you can see on the RSI a few weeks ago. Looking pretty solid for this kind of price action. And you know, you need to use a little bit of your technical analysis to figure out, you know, if I do trade this descending wedge, with a tight stop loss here below the support, where would be my targets? You know, it is kind of pretty obvious where you would be hitting, where you would take profits at this current range where you're currently at right now. So we've got two potential scenarios here on VeChain. If it does get rejected from this major resistance, we've got a big spike on the point of control, it would be absolutely excellent to trade here on this level 618 Fibonacci retracement. We've got this spike over here for more continuation. What else? What would be the other scenario here on VeChain? Other scenario on VeChain would be just consolidating at this range and finally breaking it. And if that does happen and we do retrace back down from the next breakout and consolidate, that would be a long level, long opportunity level here if that does happen. So those are the two scenarios. You got the bearish one having that long opportunity, and you got the bullish one having also that long opportunity if you retrace. There's the next opportunity that would be shorting. You don't long at resistance levels. You don't long after having a big pump. You would be looking for shorts. So you could arguably discuss taking a look at the 4 hourly. That you would be looking. You are creating bearish divergence. I mean, yeah, sorry, I'm gotta say, but this looks like it wants to. You got low volume from the next high. You got divergence here on the RSI on volume, bearish divergence. It looks like that you're probably going to get exhausted by trying to break this major resistance. If so, this is a shorting opportunity, no doubt about that. There's no way I would be longing right over here. If you want to take the risk with a tight stop loss, you've created another high, which is absolutely phenomenal. You got this high over here, so that would be the idea. Stop loss just slightly above the high. You are looking for that nice solid retracement to that 618. So that would be my take on VeChain. Stay cautious with this. It's creating bearish divergence. So yeah, that's what we got for VeChain. Let's take a look at some more crypto, see what's going on. Hit that like button, says Davo. Absolutely, thanks, my man. AVAX, absolutely. Let's take a look at AVAX right away. What's going on with AVAX? I would be a little bit cautious with AVAX. A little bit cautious. But I think AVAX has a pretty solid movement to the upside. It's not an insane successful breakout, but the reason why this looks bullish, you are creating higher lows. You are starting to get above the last higher low from this trend line. This looks like it is just about to create some pretty nice bullish action. We were talking yesterday about this cup and handle with this resistance point, you got a cup right there, you got a consolidation as the handle. This looks like it is going to have some pretty decent price action to the upside. It looks like it, very much so. The only thing here is that we are hitting this resistance range. You got this point, looking at the daily, this point, you're just about hitting that range. I think we are very likely going to break it. Very likely going to break it. Looks pretty solid. Looks pretty good. So yeah, AVAX, this is what we got for AVAX. Luna 1 would be 100x gem. Luna 1. Right. Smash those like buttons, por favor, says Mark Dirch. Absolutely. Rari, please. Andy says Mike. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Rari. Let's take a look at Rari straight away. Why not? Rari is this NFT token, right? Rari from Rarible. I guess we're talking about this one. Rari from Rarible. Let's see if we do have more price data here on Rari. So, I want to say, are you still bullish? Are you still bullish on crypto in the coming weeks? Okay, because now is when we're having those rejections, that consolidation, those retracements. I want to know if the community here is still bullish. I remember yesterday it was about 74% out of about 700 votes. Absolutely insane during the stream. 700 votes and 74% of people were saying I'm extremely bullish, right? I'm bullish for the next few weeks. Are you still guys bullish? I've got the poll in the comment section. Let me know right away. And Rari here, Rarible, it's having a little bit of a reaction right now. It's having, you know, a pretty nice pump. We came all the way back down here to the summer lows. Biggest point of control right now is currently where we're getting that rejection at the $10 area. So this one had a pretty nice pump also the last few days. Doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. This is on the daily. Let's do some more short-term analysis. It would be nice to see this one correct a little bit more. If Rarible does correct a little bit more from the lows here to the highs, it would be ideal to come to the 618 Fibonacci retracement from these lows to the highs. 618 fib, which would be around about the $8.5, currently trading at $9.8. And it would be also, as you can see on the chart, this range over here, where you have had these spikes. Looking at the 4-hourly, nice spikes here, should be a pretty solid level. Let's extend this all the way back here. It's definitely a major level. If Rari does come down to this level, $8.50, yeah, you could expect it to come back up to retest the highs. That would be the most probable scenario. So if it does correct, it's giving you an opportunity right there. I'm not sure if this one's definitely traded on Binance, not traded on Bybit, I would guess. Blind guess is that Rari is not available, you know. But anyway, they've got a bunch of cryptocurrencies here on Bybit. If you're interested, if you are an experienced trader, on Bybit, you get an insane bonus. It is up to $4,620 by using my link down below. On PrimeXBT, my favorite day trading platform, you get up to $7,000 worth of bonus. You have the information down below, guys. Best bonus available on the channel, you know that. And I get a small commission, another way to help out here with continuing with YouTube, basically. So let's scroll down here through the comment section. What is the S&P 500 doing? What is the S&P 500 doing? It's getting a rejection. It tried to break out from this resistance. It did not manage. So it looks like that we are going to see the S&P 500 come to lower levels. Let's take a look at some altcoins here in the comment section. Hi, Andy, please check Bond or Algorand or RSI. Let's take a look. You're making me choose from those from those cryptos. Let's take a look at Algorand. Absolutely, why not? I think a lot of them were looking pretty good. Let's take a look. Okay, we did analyze Algorand quite some time ago, potentially going as low as the 50-cent level, 54 cent approximately. We just about hit the 66 cents. Why? Because let me just go to the logarithmic chart. You know, when we did have, there's no doubt that the March of 2020 Black Swan event was a low, okay, for a potential start of some waves. This was a low. There's no doubt you could arguably discuss that, because it was a massive big drop, creating many lows for 95% of the cryptos. So you got this low over here, creating this waves on Algorand. You got one wave over here. You know, it's nothing to arguably discuss. That this is one low, this is one high, this is another low, this is another high, this is another low here, and this is another high right? Creating kind of 5 waves from Elliott wave theory. And now we are looking for that ABC correction. So ABC correction can easily go back to the high of the first wave. And this is currently where we are currently trading, right? So something fascinating about Algorand is that you could possibly be having the low right now. You know, this is textbook technical analysis. Elliott wave, turning resistance into support, bouncing back up. And now the potential ABC correction is hitting the first wave, which is absolutely fine. You can even slightly go below the first wave, but you are finding solid support level. If you are bullish on Algorand, you know, this 60-70 cent level is the time to be bullish. This is definitely a several dollar coin in the future. And I think we could see much higher levels. If we go to the normal chart and zoom in on the 4 hourly to check out what is going on here with Algorand. It is currently consolidating at a major point of control because of the volume traded back in late January and February. Right here, we've got a big nice spike here from this trading range. We are at this moment consolidating at this level. This could look like an Adam and Eve right now. So you got, let me just explain to this right now to you guys. And forget about this because this is. Yeah, let me just hide this 1 second. The ABC correction. We got, you know, solid support turning into resistance. We are currently back up at this level. This one might not drop back down below 85 cents because you got a pretty solid resistance turning into support right there. And this could arguably discuss be an Adam and Eve, where you have a big spike bottom, you retest resistance, you come having a nice round formation, you break it and you're retesting it as support, and this is ready to pop to the upside. I think Algorand does have a high chance to continue up, right? We do have the textbook, you know, target, which would be almost hitting the $1.10. That is very, very possible here on this Adam and Eve, looking at the 4 hourly. Let me just quickly show you this trading pattern. Okay, here, Adam and Eve, where you do have a spike and a round formation, right? You got the Adam formation right over here. Left bottom, right bottom being a nice round formation. You are basically breaking out the resistance. I mean, it can't get more textbook than this. We are actually mirroring this pattern right now. There's no, it's very, very likely that this one is potentially going to continue up. The chances are, you know, the probabilities are that Algorand will continue up. It's going to find a nice solid base at 85-90 cent range. So, I mean, look at this. It can't get any more textbook than we are basically mirroring this pattern right now. Can you see the resistance that we have just below 90 cents? And we are already back testing it as support. This is the moment where this consolidation is not bearish, it is bullish, and we are potentially going to reach the target above $1 in the next coming days. It might be a week, it might be 2 days, but by the looks of things, it's looking pretty good. Algorand looks like it's going to hit that $1.10 level in the next coming days. This is what we're looking for here on Algorand. Stay cautious. I would be bullish on this consolidation. I would be looking for some potential long opportunities, looking for that reaction at this range. We are already having it. This might be the moment to look at that $1.08, $1.10 range on Algorand. Let's take a look at the comment section right away. Clarice says, Sand, por favor, querido Andy. Let's take a look at Sand. Absolutely, why not? Casper is a gem, Andy. The Mighty Mustache. Casper is also a pretty nice project. We'll take a look at Casper right away. Let's first take a look at Sand here, or Clarice in the comment section. I got a bit of a cocktail here on the chart. So far, Sand is looking absolutely insane. And the reason why is because we broke out from this trend line. We broke out from these lower high trend line. As you can see, let me just go to the daily, zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this looks pretty good, I gotta say. It looks good, but at the same time it looks bad, because it's going to be very difficult to get above the last lower high from this trend line. You know, you could still be creating big macro lower highs, even though Sand does pump to the $4 or the $4.15, and it still will be creating lower highs. You know, this is a very, very difficult position on Sandbox. Yeah, critical range, hitting major resistance right now while we're talking. You know, the last couple of days we're not managing to get above this point over here. We're currently hitting this level, currently above this level, so it's just consolidating at this range. If you ask me, it is very, very likely that it will finally break above it and try and attempt to hit these highs at the $4.40, $4.50 range. The reason why is because, you know, you got this big consolidation. You hit this low, you hit this low over here. I think it is possible that you are slowly going to climb up this range, and you will be forming a kind of big Adam and Eve double bottom right here, right? It does look like that you are on your way to form this formation. You are forming an arc here, and there's no doubt about that, okay, where you are kind of forming an arc right there. Nice round formation. You are starting to create higher lows, so you are looking to see that price action to happen in the coming, you know, couple of weeks. Yeah, I do see how Sand trading at $4.50. That is the biggest resistance. Looking at Algorand, you are looking for that round formation to come up. It will be a critical range. I do see hitting that level, but this could still be bearish. You could still be creating macro lower highs, even though you hit the $4.50. So stay cautious. I do see us hitting that level, but when we hit that level, we might get very, very heavily rejected. So yeah, let me just leave that on the chart. Actually, let me just leave this on the chart for the idea for any upcoming analysis. Right, let's take a look at the comment section right away while I take a sip of my cold cup of tea. Will Smith Inu. Don't tell me they've gotten a token out of that already. I think I did see it somewhere this morning. I think it's not available. It's Will Smith. Yeah, it's definitely not on CoinGecko yet. It might be on PooCoin charts or something like that. But it's definitely not on. Definitely not on Will Smith Inu. Oh my goodness, it is. It is Will Smith Inu. Oh my goodness, absolutely crazy. This one must have, yeah, big massive hype on this now, no doubt about that. But yes, Will Smith Inu. Oh, I can't believe it. There's definitely no chart here against the US dollar, but yeah, it seems like it's going absolutely parabolic. I mean, if you want to get in quick and get out, this one will not end well. It will not end well, I'll tell you that. This is not going to end well. Will Smith Inu. Yeah, if you want to get in, make some gains quickly. This is a coin that you get in today and you get in the next couple of, you get out in the next couple of days, because this one, it either does this, in the next few days for a week or so, or it either starts correcting from this point, you know. If you buy in here and it starts correcting, I would get out, because this one just might just flat out and die off. And try and get out quickly, you know, before it actually drops low. But yeah, this hype won't last long. This hype with this Will Smith thing will not last long. Next week, everybody will forgotten about this. So yeah, this is something just for this week, I would say. Can you please take a look at SLP? Absolutely, let's take a look at SLP. Why not? 205 likes, guys. Absolutely crazy. You guys are amazing. SLP token, Smooth Love Potion. And what have we got for Smooth Love Potion? Let's take a look at the daily. Let's zoom out a little bit. We got a nice, beautiful bounce on Smooth Love Potion at this 7-8 Fibonacci level. We got a pretty nice bounce from this consolidation. We are creating high lows. We are maybe going to get a nice bounce from here. The only thing I don't like about Smooth Love Potion is that it's got infinite supply. I'm not sure how much people are active with Axie Infinity. I have no idea how the tokenomics work. Yeah, so far this one's looking pretty good for a continuation. You are seeing those little spikes. I think this one will hold nicely the 1.5 cent level, 1.6 cent level. This low is very, very likely to hold and to continue up. Looks pretty solid, these high lows. Not much to add on this one. Got a pretty nice spike on the VPVR. Right over here. It looks like that this range could hold and we could see a retest of the highs. Smooth Love Potion can be traded on Bybit, guys. You know the deal. You got an insane bonus down below to take advantage of. Bitcoin. We are getting Bitcoin having a little bit of bounce. Let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin, because I mean, there is a reason why also Bitcoin is getting a bounce from this level. We can zoom out on the 2 hourly candlestick chart, and we have this ascending channel with these higher lows and higher highs here. We are currently just getting support from this range. Now, this is critical that we do hold it and continue up. If not, we are going to break down and we could see a pretty sharp correction on Bitcoin. Let's take a look. Solana breakout. Let's take a look at Solana. I think it's been quite a little bit of time that we haven't taken a look at Solana. This was very much predictable. I mean, same scenario here on Solana. We got the bullish divergence. This was looking pretty sick, actually, for a long position. You got a kind of a descending wedge right now. That we did create the last few weeks, sorry, with the bullish divergence. Very much expecting that high of the wedge of this resistance at the $1.20 range. This must have been posted on the Bitcoinsensus Twitter account. Bitcoinsensus. I will be posting more personal stuff on my Twitter account. Okay, it's Andy Jack Crypto. I will be posting more technical analysis stuff on my Twitter account, because I mean, Solana, it must have been quite some time before, but I do post some technical analysis, potential patterns, setups, ideas. Of course, in a picture you can't give as much information. Make sure to follow the Twitter account on Bitcoinsensus. If not, follow Andy Jack Crypto. I will be posting more stuff on my Twitter account, more technical on the Bitcoinsensus Twitter account. There is news, there's article, there's technical analysis ideas. I post there some technical analysis ideas here, but I'm looking for the Solana chart that we did post not long ago. It must have been about 2 weeks ago, or not even that. And I'm trying to, there it is. There it is. Solana has found strong support at the $80 range and has bullish divergence on the daily. Right? Because there's no signals going to be given here. There's no signals going to be given here. But this was posted. When was this? On the 17th of March, okay, just over 10 days ago, 13 days ago, you know, giving you an idea that the bears are losing steam, okay, bullish divergence. It looks like that, you know, we have a big solid resistance turning into support, bullish divergence. You know, you're breaking this lower high trend line. This is already showing you that we are potentially going to, are frozen. Okay, enough of that. Oh my God, what a face, what a face. Guys, nobody said in the comment section, Mark Dutch. I will be looking at the super chat right now, but you didn't say that I froze. Let me just check here. I need to check my moderators. Your camera froze. Okay, they did tell me. That was only a few minutes ago. Okay, I was good. I was good. Okay, I got a super chat. Luckily, I did. The camera froze here quickly. But yeah, guys, I just want you to let you know I will be pretty active. And these calls are not always accurate and they're not signals. But you can get an idea here. We got this Solana chart posted on the 17th of March, showing you this nice floor at the 80-cent level, breaking out from the resistance of these lower highs, starting to form a nice round formation, creating bullish divergence here on the, we got only 49 likes, you know, 4 retweets. You know, this is how active this is. You know, you could, this is free information. Basically, you need to do your own analysis. You need to find out. But yeah, if you take a look at this right over here, and then you take a look at this, whoop, you think, well, there was a sign posted on a Twitter account when we were trading at this level that we could potentially have this move to the upside. So yeah, this is the importance, guys, of following on Twitter, guys. Make sure to follow the Bitcoinsensus Twitter account. And you can follow me also, Andy Jack Crypto, Andy Jack 1990. I will be more active with charts and also the Bitcoinsensus Twitter account. But yeah, that was definitely a perfect, nice signal, right? It's not signals. We do not give signals or financial advice here, but an idea that we could have had that bullish momentum, you know, from these lows of $80. Which was absolutely beautiful. That was already a pretty nice pump, okay, from $85 range, you know, to where we're currently trading. That's a 37% pump. And if you're using a little bit of leverage, you can make huge gains on that movement. And always descending wedge, the top of the wedge is the target, okay? You can, you know, just use a little bit of your analysis. You can see it's a pretty solid resistance. You need to get out at this range. I have someone in the comment section, Solana breaking out. Yeah, this is probably going to retrace from this level. So anyway, let's let's go through the super chat here 1 second, because I've got Pia Mikanand. Thanks for the super chat, my man. Let me just check with my moderators here that they do the S Fund, please, Andy, from the super chat. Okay, let's take a look at S Fund. What is S Fund? Let's take a look at S Fund right away. Speedy Fund, CD5 Fund. Okay, let's take a look at CD5 Fund. I've got some more super chats. I'll be taking a look at them right away. S fund on the chart against the US dollar. Let's take a look. This had a beautiful cup and handle right there. Kind of a cup and handle. This one looks pretty solid. It's getting rejected from this range right now. I'm not. I would be a little bit cautious. This is the thing with these altcoins. They have in extreme volatility. This is on the daily. It looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. I think this break of support is very likely a fake out. We were talking on the channel. A lot of the cryptos are going to dip below the summer lows, and it's not in the case of this coin, but dip below the summer lows, and it's going to be a fake support breakout, and the price will start pumping again to the upside. And a lot of cryptos are doing that, dipping below the summer low, and then it's moon time. It's time to move to the upside. A lot of the cryptos are doing that. So I hope a lot of you took advantage of that dip below the summer of 2021 low. This one right over here, it's getting rejected. It's getting a reaction from a very, very support level. And I'll go through the super chat right away. Just give me 1 second, guys. Talking about CD fund. Ooh, sorry. And by the looks of things, this is very, very likely going to successfully break out from this range. The next coming days are going to be crucial. I think it's very, very likely it's going to create higher lows right over here. So it is definitely one to pay attention to. Let me just take a look here at the comment section. Let me take a look at the super chats. Let me take out super chats. Guys, thanks very much for your insane support. Davor, Mark Dutch, always giving me insane support. Let's take a look at the super chato. Arthur, thank you very much for the $10. What about? Let me just take a look. Arthur. Okay, Arthur gave me a super chat with no question. But yes, I've got the question here from the mods. Please look at Mob USDT. Mob USDT, absolutely. Let's take a look at Mob USDT. See what's going on with this one. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wow, this one has to be an extreme low market cap. Because, you know, when you see this Mob Mobilecoin, is it Mobilecoin? I guess this would be Mobilecoin or Mob. I have no idea which one it is because there's a few mobs here, but we do have one chart here on Mob USDT. Yeah, I think it must be this one. It must be this one. Not much to add on this. This is looking absolutely crazy. Huge pump and dump coin. There's no analysis to be done on this. You know, this looks like this could possibly have been the bottom. But when you have such an aggressive drop after a pretty nice base, stay cautious with these cryptos. These are really fishy cryptos. The volatility is absolutely insane. There's no price direction on this. Yeah, I would stay away from this. There's no analysis to be done on this chart, I gotta say. If the floor is in, you know, this could be the floor, you know, after this big, massive pump and dump and massive big drop. But I'm not sure which one. Mobilecoin. If this is, if it's Mobilecoin, then stay cautious with this. Right, let's take a look here 1 second at the comment section. Take a look. I'll take a look at super as well. I've got some super chats that I need to take care of here. Kyle, thanks for the £5, my man. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to join because I will be doing a lot of technical analysis and a lot of educational content here to take advantage of the market. I mean, it is pretty hard here with the live streams. I want to take a look at a lot of cryptos, give you my opinion. No time for showing different charts, but I want to basically focus on Bitcoin and some top altcoins for trading on Bybit. This is the main focus that we want to do on the channel. A lot of trading on Bybit and Prime XBT. But yeah, it's mission impossible. A lot of people talking about these different cryptos. Thanks for your support, by the way. Could you take a look at File, USD, US dollar, and XRP, please? Thanks. Absolutely. XRP, let's jump in with XRP first and just show you the scenario that I have been taking a look at, you know, for quite some time right now, where we are potentially going to break this 90-cent level in the next coming days. At some point we might correct it slightly, but I've been bullish all the way down here at 75 cents. I did actually long at 75 cents and took profits below 85 cents before reaching the highs. It must have been around about the 82, 83 cents below this high. And I mean, this is the thing. XRP, ascending channel right now. You got, you know, higher highs from this point, higher lows. Pretty hot, solid higher lows. Looking really solid. It would be nice to see an explosive breakout. That's what we need right now on XRP. I think it's very likely to happen if Bitcoin behaves. Let's go to the 4 hourly, and you know, the reason why I was pretty bullish on XRP at 75 cents was, you know, we got a few reasons. You got big consolidations at that range. As you can see here, large consolidation. You did break down here, came back up, but large consolidation above 70 cents. And one of the good things right over here, your biggest point of control, just at around about the 75 cents also, around this range, biggest point of control. And also, if we zoom in from, you know, you guys know that I love volume. Volume is a clear indication of where the pressure is going, where the potential trend is going to go. And the trend has been to the upside on XRP. This was on a live stream. I actually was in a long position, and I was saying, you know, it's very likely XRP will come back up and retest the highs here at 85 cents and potentially continue to the upside. I already took profits here. I'm a very conservative trader, and I just like taking profits. It can be a mistake, but it can also be very good for traders, because I know a lot of traders sometimes don't take profits, and yeah, and you need to take profits. So I've got, you know, I was aiming for $1.10 on XRP, but it's just going to take quite some time. It's not going to happen in the next week or two. It might take a month. This was a small swing trade of a few days, and you know, just a quick explanation why I longed this right now. And I'm not doing too much analysis on altcoins, but I will. It's swing failure support pattern right there. And it also had an insane amount of volume. This is insane. You know, you have a spike on volume right there with this pumpy action. You come down to retrace to these levels, dipping slightly below, having that failed breakout here, looking at the 4 hourly or the 1 hourly, it doesn't matter, or the 2 hourly. You can see that wick. That is a signal that, yes, it is time. You're going sideways. You're getting failed attempts to break down. Big volume, indicating that the buying pressure is higher. You correct, you get in, because it's very likely you're going to have this momentum, and that is what's happened. So anyway, that happened already. Just a quick explanation of what we were talking about a couple of weeks back. And what could happen right now, it is still in a pretty solid uptrend, as you can see. I mean, it's pretty insane how XRP, from the close of this 4 hourly candle, hang on a second, the close of this 4 hourly candle right there is getting pretty solid it's pretty solid resistance right there. But you break out of it, look at this, and you come down and bounce from it. That is an insane long opportunity. This is how active you need to be trading, you know. I will be very, very active right now looking for these small opportunities. But I just got so much stuff going on right now with some other things. But right there, you did have an insane long opportunity. You can either exit at the 618 from this drop right over here. It's definitely the 618. It's definitely the 618. Yeah, it's about the 618 range here, as you can see. If I zoom in, Fibonacci level. If you get in there at this resistance level, just there, you exit from this drop at the 618. You could arguably protect your position and aim for the highs, but what happens is that you get stopped out at break even, and then your target is taken. So yeah, this is it's very, very tricky, very, very tricky. But anyway, I would have been happy by taking profits at the 618 from this drop. So what could happen now with XRP? What is going to happen? Well, we do see some volume. There is some volume right now. This support, we are getting a reaction from this support breakout. It seems like it is not doing the best right now. When I'm in doubt, apart from zooming out, I mean, I think if this does correct down to this level, I think this one is such a solid big volume at the 80-cent range, 82-cent range. I think it's very likely going to hold, and you'll also be hitting the support from this ascending channel, right? If that makes any sense, it might be a very good opportunity to step back in. It all depends on this guy over here. It all depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't behave and starts correcting heavily. Altcoins, no matter how bullish they look, they will get a hit. So your analysis needs to focus around Bitcoin also, okay? That is, you know, no doubt, that is 100%. You cannot just trade altcoins by analyzing altcoins. You need to have an idea of Bitcoin. Bitcoin bullish, it's a green light for altcoins. Bitcoin bearish and altcoin analysis looks bullish, it's an orange light, okay? It's a warning. Don't, you know, be careful with what you're doing with the altcoins. And this is a must, guys. This is a must for any people that are relatively new and they might be the best trader on stocks or on Forex. You definitely need to know that. Bitcoin leads the altcoins also. Please look at Mob USDT, says Arthur. Yeah, absolutely. I've taken a look at Mob already. Mobilecoin has been taken a look at. That must be Mobilecoin. Mob USDT. Mob US dollar. I think we did take a look at this one. Yeah, this is the thing for this one, okay? It's not looking good. This one's just dropping and dropping, looking very choppy and volatile. Stay cautious. I mean, I'm going to take a look at this one. Why not? I will take a look at it. Mobile Foundation. Let's take a look at it. Why not? I will take a look at the idea behind this project, not on the live stream, because people might get bored out of me reading what's going on. I will do my own research. Let's take a look at Filecoin also for Kyle. He did give me a super chat, so I'll be taking a look at Filecoin here right away. Filecoin did get a big massive hit, but it is finding a big solid support level. Filecoin went into a big macro hype here back in early 2021. What is happening right now with Filecoin is blind guess. It's kind of had that bullish divergence, slightly lower lows, slightly though, and you got this kind of descending wedge like a lot of them, right? Slightly lower those right there, descending wedge, breakout here, beautiful, and absolutely skyrocketed. So what could happen right now? I mean, this is looking pretty solid. We are currently above this major consolidation that we did create back in January of 2021. So it looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. we might be getting ready here to create a higher low, consolidate, and continue up. Very, 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 very likely. It doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty solid. If it does correct from this point, I would be happy for longing this actually. If we do correct to the 618, which would be this one of the biggest spikes here on the VPVR from this volume traded from this range. You broke out with big volume. If you retrace, I think this is very likely going to have a pretty nice solid support and impulse. I would be looking to see how we react at this level. You also be hitting the spike here from this range. It's definitely something I'll consider. Filecoin can be traded on Bybit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen Filecoin here on Bybit. If you are interested in trading altcoins, Bybit has over 50 altcoins. They have a huge amount of volume. It's my favorite swing trading platform, no doubt about that. The liquidity here is over $10 billion every 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. You know, yeah, one of the greatest platforms, no doubt. You got an insane bonus down below if you want to trade on Bybit for those experienced traders, up to $4,620 worth of bonus. So let's scroll down here, check out some more super chats. DXY losing support. Let's take a look at the DXY here for the mighty mustache. DXY also a very important chart to take a look at. It was just getting rejected at just below that $100. DXY looks pretty interesting if you do take a look at the monthly, right? DXY is just in a big massive downtrend, no doubt. All currencies, all right, and DXY is a comparison to other currencies from other countries, and it's in a big aggressive downtrend. So DXY is just going to lose value in the next 10 years. It's the trend is very likely going to continue down. You know, if you see it, take a look at the DXY in 10 years, it is very likely going to be below this low over here. Very, very likely. Okay, this is a monthly chart, so the overall trend, I mean, this is when Bitcoin succeeds, right? This is who knows when Bitcoin, where is Bitcoin going to be in 10 years? Is it going to be in zero, or is it going to be at 500,000 or even above 1 million by 2030? I would say it would very likely be above $500,000, you know, by 2030. And DXY is continuing this big aggressive downtrend. So going to the DXY on the 4 hourly, it's had this uptrend has been absolutely insane. Let's go to the daily, because it's been in such a big uptrend. And the reason why the Bitcoin and crypto could have a double bubble, could have a double bubble, basically a double hype. This over here, this low on the DXY, guess what? Blind guess, where was Bitcoin in January of 2018? A blind guess for people that don't know. This was the peak of the Bitcoin and crypto market, January of 2018, where the DXY was losing value. DXY was, the entire year of 2017, which was the insane bull run of Bitcoin and crypto, went from 100 all the way down to 88. This was the insane bull run of 2017 on the DXY. You can see it here. What happened with Bitcoin and crypto early 2018 till about 2020, mid 2020? It entered a massive, big bear market. It had a big, massive, big bear market. DXY getting strength, absolutely massive strength. This volatility over here, guess what's this? This volatility of March of 2020, yes, you guessed it right. It was the creature where the world went crazy for 1 second. Supermarkets were running out of toilet paper, and people were running around like chickens with no head. So the DXY didn't know if it had to go down, up or down. It just went absolutely crazy. People were selling stocks, crypto, assets, everything. It was a huge, big, massive crash for a couple of weeks in March. And we actually spiked here because people realized that, okay, it's not the end of the world. Let's start to buy some assets and crypto and everything again, because yeah, it's not the end of the world. This was pure emotion right there on the DXY. What happened? Bitcoin and crypto, a lot of the assets went into an insane bull run. March of 2020. Yeah, you would have bought Bitcoin in March of 2020 or any crypto, I would say any from 90% of the cryptos, 85, 90%, you would have made huge gains. I did buy quite a bit of some crypto back then and made huge multiple X's when everybody was absolutely insanely panicking. When did we peak? When did the DXY bottom? When was this? When did we bottom? Second bottom right over here. Guess where this was? May of 2021. What happened in May of 2021 for Bitcoin? What happened? Bitcoin crashed. It collapsed. It went from $60,000 all the way down to $30,000 in a very short period of time. You could arguably discuss, because it did actually go to all-time high again, but we have been in sideways action. We have been in that kind of bear market, definitely for a lot of the cryptos. Uptrend, massive big uptrend on the DXY. Bearish trend, sideways action. I wouldn't arguably discuss it's extremely bearish, because Bitcoin's sitting at 47k by today. It's only what, 15,000, not even that, dollars from all-time high. A lot of the cryptos are even at all-time high or slightly below all-time high. A lot of them are very far away, but in general, it hasn't been as bearish as 2018 and 2019. And what is happening right now from this uptrend, this is not going to go up forever. The DXY is very unlikely going to get above 105 or 110 in the next coming, couple of months. I think that's my personal opinion. Of course, anything can happen, but it's going to have a turning point at some point in the next coming weeks, even the next few months. It will have a turning point, and this is the moment where there's going to be an absolutely insane boom in cryptocurrency again. When you see this downtrend on the DXY, and it will happen. It will happen at some point. We just do not know if it's going to be in the next coming months or the next couple of years. So you want to take advantage of that situation, the opportunity of you making insane amount of gains in the next few years in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency in general is huge, guys. So take advantage of the situation, because not even 5% of the world population are actually using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You want to get in before 50% is using it, or even 60%. That will happen in the next 10 years. And you want to get in for those huge gains, 10x, 20x, even 100x. So let's take a look here at the comment section right away, because I got another super chat here from Jersey Army. Boy, can you take a look at XTZ, which is Tezos and Link. Thanks, hermano. You are very welcome. Let's take a look at this one right away. We got Chainlink. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Why not? Absolutely. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink is looking pretty hot. Chainlink is looking great. We're just about at resistance right now. This is not a successful breakout from these lower highs of this other big descending wedge. Not a successful breakout. This is just at the resistance point from these lower highs. So we could get a little bit of scary action here. But overall, I am pretty bullish on Chainlink. Solid base here at the summer lows. I don't see Chainlink successfully, going to $10 or $8. I think this is just not going to happen. If it does, well, we'll have to just live for it. A lot of my community does know that I have 30% of my portfolio in Chainlink. I have huge amounts of Chainlink. So yeah, it's my long-term investment that I will not touch until it hits $100. if you're new to the channel, just wanted to point that out. I know a lot of my community know, and I say this a lot, at least once or twice a month. Very solid base here on Chainlink. I think Chainlink has much higher levels to hit in the coming weeks. So Chainlink. We were talking about Chainlink also for the last few weeks, saying, guys, you know, we got a descending wedge right there. We got higher lows, bullish divergence. This is ready for a pop. You got a big wick here with high volume. This is telling me that, you know, we are finding a bottom, and this breakout from the summer of 2021 is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. This is going to pop. And yes, this is what is happening right now. I think it can go to higher levels, even though, but we also can correct. I wouldn't mind seeing a small correction here in the next coming days. We are basically hitting resistance at the 618 right there. Fibonacci retracement from the highs to the lows. If it does correct in the coming days, 618 to the $14 range. I'm not sure if we're going to go that low. I don't think we'll go that low actually. But I'll tell you what a good support level would be. Would be this one right there on Chainlink, where we do have bounce as support at $15.40. 2 bounces. You finally break down because the price gets exhausted, creating lower highs. You can see exhaustion right there. Break down, come back up, resistance, come back down to attempt to hit the low, failed, creating higher lows. You can see some bullish reaction right there. You break out, you actually came back down to retest it. If it comes back down, this hasn't been a proper correction. $15.50, very likely to hold to get another bounce and a retest of almost the $17.50. I would be looking for that reaction on Chainlink. I would be looking for this action. If it does come down to this range, I'll be looking for those longs, no doubt about that. So major support range at 15.50. Where can I buy Chainlink? It's Mallorcan currency, right? Yes, you got that right. I am not selling my Chainlink. I am not selling you any of my Chainlink, Mark. Chainlink, baby. Guys, don't be scared from my moderators or from Lauren, for example, one of my members. Yeah, don't be scared of Dava, of Seb, of Mark Dutch. He's got to be my most active moderator, most craziest. Don't be scared, guys. He's good. He's excellent. He's very active in the community group and very helpful. So yeah, let's take a look at Tezos right away. Don't be scared of them. They are absolutely fantastic. Tezos. What do we got for Tezos? What we do have for Tezos that we have been analyzing here on the daily is that it is in a very strong uptrend, and we actually just hit the support a few weeks ago, you know, looking for that bounce. I mean, that would have been a very speculative, you know, buy point, because you are creating macro higher lows here on Tezos since 2019. As you can see from the low of the bear market, it is still looking pretty sustainable, even though you have these massive big spikes. So it would have been a very you know, a very good move on Tezos, I think. But the bad thing about it of Tezos is that you are creating still lower highs right over here, right? So there is a chance that you might come back down to retest here and create another higher low. This is going to move pretty aggressively at some point in the coming weeks. I would discuss that it's going to be to the upside, because there's a very this big macro uptrend is stronger than this small downtrend that has been created. We've got a more solid uptrend, right? It's longer, it's more powerful, it's more time than this short-term one that's been just for a few months. So I would arguably discuss that there will be more power here to the upside. I think this is just about to go crazy to the upside. If it does correct, it will give you another opportunity. You're starting to create slightly higher lows right there. If it does come down and consolidate, it's going to be an opportunity. I think this one is ready to pop up because of the big macro trend. Guys, thank you ever so much for joining the live stream. I am going, you guys got me exhausted. I want to have a warm cup of tea. I want to do fresh analysis for tomorrow. I'm going to have a little bit of a rest, get some good analysis for tomorrow's video, finding those opportunities. Stay super cautious. You got Bybit, you got Prime XBT for trading, guys. An insane bonus down below for experienced traders. And not much to add, guys. Check out Bitcoinsensus website if you want to check out the latest news and technical analysis ideas. We've got some free guides here for basic trading. All right. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Smash up the like button. And I will see you in the next one.